Welcome everybody. Today's video finds us over here in Ayutthaya, and we're going to take a look at one of my favorite temples over here. What I like about this is it's an old historic temple, but it's also still being used. So they have the ruins plus the new temple that's kind of integrated. And this is Wat Phu Khao Thong, which is the temple of like the Golden Mount. And the temple originally was built by one of the old Ayutthaya kings, King Ramosawan. And his temple was constructed in 1387 originally. And whenever he built it, there probably wasn't a Chedi here. The Chedi was constructed in 1569 or so, and it was constructed by one of the Burmese kings. He ordered it to be constructed after the White Elephant War, and it was a symbol of his victory over the city or the kingdom of Ayutthaya. And it was a Mon-style Chedi, and it was never completed. The Thai king that was responsible for it, you know, he obviously didn't really want to build anything to a monument for, you know, the people that conquered his country. Anyway, the temple itself was here, and then it was kind of a dilapidated Chedi, and then King Naresuan built a Chedi on top of it whenever he liberated Ayutthaya from the Burmese. And I think that was like in 1587 or something like that. And then the Chedi itself kind of collapsed down, the top part of it. And then one of the later Ayutthaya kings, Boramarat, I can't remember how to say his name. Anyway, he was a great restorer of these things. So he came over here and he restored it. So it is in its current state now. So let's walk around. We'll take a look at this Chedi last because it's so cool. And then we'll go look at the ruins and I'll show you everything and tell you a little bit more about what I know. So let's have a good time here. The temple is surrounded by a wall, and then it had a moat, and a little bit of the moat is still over here. And I was planning on flying the drone today, but it's really windy. I thought it would be kind of cool to see this huge Chedi by the drone, but I think I'll skip that because it's just, the wind is just blasting. So there's a new part and an old part that's all combined over here. And this is where the Thais will come here and they'll make merit. So let's walk through here, and then we'll walk the old part, look at the old halls, and then we'll climb up to the Chedi. And you can actually go inside of the Chedi up at the top. Here's a shrine that the Thais will come over and they'll burn the joe sticks in the oil. And then there's a little bit of shopping, stuff like that. This is accessible if you come here to Ayutthaya and you want to come over here. If you rent a motorcycle, it's easy to get over here. If you do the tuk-tuks, you'd have to tell them to come over here because it's off of the island. It's kind of to the northwest, and there's quite a bit here to see. This is really a nice place. And it's, you can see here the map of the area. So this is the part of the old temple. And this is the part that would have been built originally in 1387. And so what I like about it is you see the ruin right here, and then they've built the building, and the roof line is similar to what it would have looked like originally. And then it's open. It just has those, like that red iron right there to hold up the roof. And it would have been shaped a little bit like a boat. You can see a little bit of it with the base. And then they have some Buddha images inside, and they still use the hall. And then there's some really nice Chedis that are here. You can see this Chedi right here. And then that's the top of the stupa at the very top. And there's several of these, and I really like the styling of them. There's 4 of these Chedis to the south of what would have been the old temple building. And they have the little notches right there for the Buddha images. And this would have had plaster, and then it would have had that little spire up at the top. And it would have went up to that little umbrella probably whenever it was new. And it would have been whitewashed, and it would have had all the detail work. It would have been really nice. Looks like they've tore out a tree over there. There would have been a building right there, and then there would have been another building over here. The walls are a little bit up on this one. Let's look at it and then we'll go inside of here. You can see the base of a Chedi, and then there would have had this hall, and there's just a little bit of the plaster work there, which that would have went up to the roof, and it would have the styling all around the bottom of it. And this is the little rectangular shaped Wihan. And there would have been a Buddha image right up there, but there's nothing remaining of the pedestal. You can see a little bit of the stones that they've gathered up. That tree is kind of breaking it up. And then there's two more little chetties. You can see the lotus flowers styling right there around that one. Okay, so we saw these. Now let's go inside this big old hall here. So they've added some modern wooden stairs. This would have had a front and a back porch. This would have been the porch here. You can see what's left of the columns. This is on the north side. And there would have been some standing Buddha images right here. And you could see a little bit of what's remaining of what the plaster would have looked like. And then here's the feet of a Buddha. And then this looks like a little bit of its head. And this would have all been abandoned after the fall of Ayutthaya, the second fall. The Burmese, when they sacked the city, they burned pretty much the whole city down. And all the monks and the locals, they were either forcibly removed to go work in Burma, or they fled into the jungle or fled down to Bangkok or wherever else. And then King Taksin, he liberated Thailand from the Burmese. So you can see what they've done. These are the old columns that would have supported the roof. And now they're just right here. And then the modern roof is up above. And this would have been the outer wall of this huge hall. And it's kind of nice. It's got a wood floor. And they have the two Buddha images here. So people come over and make merit. You can see what it looks like in here. And here's where the people pray. You can see there a couple people are doing that now. And then they have the old part of the front of the building here. And then this would have been the other porch. And this would have been the columns and everything to support the porch. You can see how the building would have been constructed. You see the brickwork that they would have done, and this would have all been covered in plaster, and it would have looked quite nice. If you see the modern temples, or the Ayutthaya style that are like whitewashed, yeah, the old buildings would have been white with the red ceiling that would have been up here, and they would have had the red tiles. This would have looked exactly like that. And this hall would have been just absolutely massive. There's a humongous one that I've been to that was just south of the island of Ayutthaya that is still intact. It was about this size right here. There's so many temples and everything around Ayutthaya, and you can spend months here exploring them all. I mean, I've made well over 100 videos from Ayutthaya, so I've been here a lot, and I haven't seen all of them yet. So we're done with that. Now let's go up this chetty and take a look at it, and we'll go into the little cave on the other side. This is the low wall here. There's sort of been a gate. Now it's just an opening in the bricks. It would have probably been like a little archway. You can see they've capped it with gold way up there, and then they've put the Buddha images around on the 4 cardinal directions. I saw a guy up here earlier pulling these trees out of here. It doesn't take long and these trees start overgrowing them. So we climbed up the steps. It's really, really windy up here. You can see the old temple grounds with those chetties and that building we were just in. You can see how it's built on this square base. And then you can see the surrounding area. There's a temple way over there. Another temple way over there. And then that over there, that way, is the main part of Ayutthaya. Lots of rice. And then the moat and stuff is right here. You can see that little nook right there with the Buddha image and the Garuda and all the other Buddha imagery up there. Yeah, I really like the styling of this Chedi. You can see how they've done it right here. It is fantastic. So right over here on the north side is the little cave right here. You can see this is on the north with the same gold up there. There's a little Buddha image up there. So it says take off your shoes and keep your silence in here. And it is just a small little entrance into this Chedi. And this is the relic. They have a fan, and you can see the brickwork over there. Oh yeah, this is really cool. But this is their whole reason for the Chedi. And they have a couple small little images. People come here and they pray and they make merit. Okay, we saw that. Let's go outside now. And right over there to the north, you can see that statue. That's the statue to King Naresuan. Like I said earlier in the video, he built this, or he finished up the Chedi for his victory over the Burmese whenever he liberated Siam from the Burmese. And then over here, more rice. And some more temples and stuff way over there. You can see there is a little walkway here, so you could walk around it on the second level. Looks like a little kid's lost their balloon there. And there's the walkway down here on the first level. Right here to the north of that big stupa, there would have been a Buddha right there and then one on the backside. And this would have been inside of a hall. You can see this is the outer wall, and it would have had the columns right up there. And then this is the outer wall with the moat right here. And this is the moat. And then that leads you right over to the King Naresuan monument. They have signs up here, no fishing. And then one more last look here. So you would have came in right through the gates. There would have been a little hall right here, and right behind it would have been that massive stupa. And I'm not sure how tall it is. It's quite large. I don't know if it's the tallest one in the area or if Wat Chai Yai Mangkul is a little bit taller, but it's quite nice. That's going to finish up our video over here at Wat Phu Khao Thong. This is a great place to come. This is away from where all the tourists are at on the main island, but it's worth getting over here. If you hire a tuk-tuk, tell them to bring you over here. If you're on a scooter, you can ride over here, or even on a bicycle. It'll be a little bit of a ride to get over here on a bike, but it's worth it if you do. But I would recommend it. This is a great place. The new part is integrated into the old part really well, and it's something to see. Plus this stupa is just absolutely massive. So anyway, if you like this little bit of history that goes all the way back to 1387 from the Ayutthaya King Ramusawan, then smash the like button and leave me a comment. Tell me what you think. If you've been here or if you want to come or have any questions, ask me in a comment down below and I'll do my best to answer it. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe, stick around, and then you're notified when I post a new video. And then you can see some more of this content if you like this open narrative type of video that I do. I just come out here, walk around. It's all unscripted, so I just tell you a little bit about what I know and what I see. So if you like that, then definitely stick around. And from over here in Ayutthaya, remember, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.